All right, gang, I'm going to go ahead and get us rolling here. Looks like we got about 10 people, so pretty good turnout today. I appreciate everybody coming for today's training. Just to give you guys a little bit of information about myself. My name is David Satterfield. I am the Director of Technology, the Mark Center Tech Trainer out of KW Consultants Realty in Dublin, Ohio. And we are helping Josh out by giving some of this regional training in a variety of topics. Today, we're going to be talking about Facebook campaigns. I do want to encourage everybody. I know everybody's just waking up. Maybe some of you are sitting in what we call our Zoom suit, which is basically, you know, a night shirt, but you got pajama bottoms on or something. But I do want to encourage everybody, if you're up for it, to put your video on. Neil, I appreciate you doing that. Just helps me, you know, while we're teaching to feel like we're actually interacting with the crowd and whatnot. So, and as we're going through the topic today, I do want to encourage you to throw out any questions at any time. Just bring yourself off of mute. You can certainly put it in over in the chat. But I know when I start screen sharing, sometimes the chat window pops up, sometimes it doesn't. So I just don't want to miss anybody's questions, but I'll make sure that when we get done with the training that I go back and I check the chat just to make sure we catch up on anything. A little bit of background about myself. I'm actually a 13-year Navy submarine veteran. I served on 2 different submarines out in Washington State. And got kind of burned out on nuclear engineering. So I decided when I got out to, parlay that into a technology career. And I had also been the training officer on both of the submarines that I was on. So training was always something that I enjoyed, something that I was passionate about. I always like to model the servant leader heart and, just help people out. That's kind of my job satisfaction and everything there. So Michael, thank you for joining, bud. Good to see you here. Stephanie. So yeah, I worked for New Horizons Training Center and got all my web certifications and whatnot. I've been using Photoshop and graphics programs pretty much since they came out back in the 90s and whatnot. Worked for a couple different companies in training capacities, and then most recently I had I do have a real estate background, but it's in commercial real estate. I worked for 17 years for CB Richard Ellis here in Columbus, Ohio. Ran the marketing center for about 12 years over there, and then for the last 5 years. Moved up to our national corporate team and was helping people doing all their stuff on the national level and really hitting a bigger expanse of agents that I was able to help out and whatnot. So that's kind of what made me a great fit for coming here to KW Consultant. So it's one thing I enjoy doing is just helping people out. Command, I mean, it's a fantastic program. I do love it. There's a lot of great stuff there, a lot of other CRM programs. It's just database management and contact management, your schedules and whatnot, and that's great. But KW has really put a lot of time and effort into creating Command into something bigger and better, so that now it integrates your social marketing, your social networking, your marketing, your direct mail campaigns, your email campaigns, using Twilio for texting, setting up automated touch things, for your clients like smart plans, doing all your compliance paperwork, so it's, and even the design studio, which we're going to get into today, really rivals what you guys might see using Canva. If anybody's ever used Canva before, whether it's the app or on the website, a lot of people use that for their marketing materials. So David, welcome. And so we're going to jump into Facebook today. Facebook campaigns. We're going to spend some time working on some graphics, and then we're going to go into the campaigns. And guys, I always say that my job is twofold. One, I want to teach you so that you can be an effective agent at using campaign. That's job priority number one. Job priority number two is to be efficient. So if I can teach you tips and tricks along the way, save you a few seconds here or, a few moments there, then I know I'm really doing my job properly. So that's, I'll try and throw out some tips and tricks as we go along. Since we are getting into Facebook, this typically seems to open up a whole discussion about social media. I do have a background in that and helping agents do that. And again, in addition to my marketing background and graphics background. So feel free to, in your questions, open that wide up. As we're going along, kind of tell you some of the questions that agents have asked me. Sometimes people are afraid to ask questions, but I always say throw it out there. You never know who else might be wondering the same thing as we go along. So without any further ado, let me go ahead and I will share my screen. And we will jump right into Command. Here we go. Can everybody see that okay? Hopefully. Give me just 1 second, guys. Let me just kind of rearrange my screen around here. All right. So before we even really get into the crux of the Facebook campaigns and some of the design studio, there's a couple things that I want to make sure that everybody does. Some of you, I'm not sure what your learning style is. You may be following along and have your command open. And if you do, hey, that's fantastic. If you don't, you're just taking notes. I would go ahead and mark this down as a homework assignment, if nothing else. But before you even get into doing any of the Facebook stuff, we really need to make sure that your command program is set up for you to actually utilize the Facebook services. So in order to do that, I'm in command right now at the home screen. Hang on just one second, guys. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here on the top right where you see my face and my name, my headshot photo. That little arrow there always gives you your command menu. I'm going to go ahead and click on that and click on settings and give it a second. And when I come in here, the first setting screens you're going to see is basically your application screen. And this is everything that is connected to your command program so that you can interact with other programs or applications or apps, okay? So you'll see up at the top there, I'm connected to DocuSign and Dotloop. We teach both of those, excuse me, on a regular basis. But the two things that I really want to point out today, obviously, is you've got two different Facebook settings here. You've got Facebook, and this is your post scheduling. So this is going to allow you to actually do Facebook posts. And then Command also allows you to do Facebook ads. I think we have a whole nother class for that one. You do want to make sure that those are set up properly. You'll notice that I am connected right over here in my status. It says connected. Right now, I've got one account that I'm connected to. And also down here on my Facebook ads, also one account. So you can see that I can either manage that account, these buttons over here on the right, I can either manage the account for either of those, or I can connect more accounts. So if you have not done this step yet, you're going to want to come in here and connect your command to your Facebook page. Now, when I say your Facebook page, I do not mean your personal one. I do mean a business page that you've set up for yourself as a realtor or as a team. Some of you, of course, are solo agents. Some of you may be on a team. So that's the Facebook page that you're going to want to connect to, your realtor, your business page, or your team page, okay? So this is the area where you would come in and do that. And the other thing that I want to show is while we're in the settings, if you look over here on the left-hand side of command, you'll see general settings, command settings, connect settings. I'm going to go ahead and click on that down arrow for connect settings, and that's where I can get to my command marketing profile. Okay, again, that's under connect settings, and we're going to go to the marketing profile. Now, what the thing I like to bring up about the marketing profile is if you were to go into any of the marketing areas in command, whether it's your KW agent site, your landing web pages, you go and create, some of the social media posts or social media ads, maybe do some email campaigns, etc. If you were just to go there and do those one at a time, you would have to click there every time and type in all of your basic information, your contact information, upload your headshot photo, your phone number, your email address, your website. That just gets repetitive and is a waste of time. So one of the things I mentioned is that I'd like to save you guys a lot of time. So one of the ways that I can do that is to have you make sure that you come in and set up your marketing profile properly. Again, I'm not sure who's done this yet or not. If you have, hey, props to you, 2 thumbs up. If you have not yet, I highly encourage you to just take this as either an afternoon project or a Saturday morning coffee project. Sit here for maybe a half an hour, and make sure that you get this thing updated, okay? What Command does once you have this filled out is any of the marketing pieces that you create within Command, it's going to take all that information that you put here one time, and it's just going to take it over and link it over into those marketing projects. So you don't have to fill out all that basic information every time. So that's David's number one time-saving tip for today. Make sure you fill out your marketing profile, okay? And you can see over here, it says it up on the top. The marketing profile will help you create marketing content easier and faster. Data is automatically taken from your profile, but you can always edit it if you need to, okay? I do always like to make sure that everybody looks at this option over here where it says use my information to brand my agent site. That should be turned on and green by default in Command. I bring it up because I have found a few agents that have found this was actually turned off, or maybe it got turned off at some point in time. So definitely make sure that that is turned on so that it can do what we're wanting to do, take all your information and move that over to your marketing pieces, including your Facebook posts and ads, so that you don't have to do that every single time. So I'm just going to take a minute, kind of scroll through this and show you all the basics here. Your headshot photo, that is required. You have a area for a team logo here if you are in a team. If you're not, hey, you don't have to. One less thing you got to do, right? There's time-saving tip number 2. Don't do things you don't need to. The other thing that you can do, or the other thing that I want to point out, excuse me, is that there are some limitations on the photos there. I like to bring this up because I've had some agents that have gone and maybe themselves or their team has done a photo shoot for new headshots. And a lot of times when you get those photos back from photographers, they're high resolution photos. So the photos might be large file sizes. They might be 4 megs, 5 megs, 7 megabytes, very large. Well, Command does have a restriction on that, okay? It should be less than 1 megabyte. And that makes sure that also that it optimizes the load time on your web pages as you add this stuff. And the recommended size for the photos is 360 by 360 pixels, both for your headshot photo and for the team logo as well, okay? If you're not sure about your photo size, any of your basic photo editors that are on a PC, laptop, or a Mac will allow you to edit those. Or if you don't know, just get a hold of your marketing center or your market center tech trainer, or myself even. Feel free to reach out to me. I can help you adjust those photos if you need to. It takes us just a couple of minutes to do it. If you're not familiar with that stuff, don't pull your hair out. Just get a hold of your tech trainer so we can help you out with that stuff, okay? Some other information that's in your marketing profile, anything with a red asterisk is going to be a required piece of information or a required field that you're going to have to fill out. So you notice here, first name, last name, obviously you want to know what your name is. You got a space here for your agent license number, for your team name. If you don't want to put a team name, you can leave it blank, or you can put your actual office name. We're KW Consultants Realty here in Dublin, Ohio. Your professional job title. Down below that, any professional designations or credentials that you might have got. I know on the commercial side, SIOR, CCIM, things like that. It's got a place here for your bio. And you'll notice if I scroll down, it's pretty robust. It's got a big area there for the bio. I've had agents ask me, can I put my entire bio or my resume in there? I don't think it'll actually hold that. I'll be honest with you, I forget the exact amount of characters it allows, but I believe it is around 2,000 or 3,000 characters in that area. So it's pretty big. You can put a nice bio in there. And it does have a default bio in there so that when it brings it over, it's got something there for you. But again, highly recommend updating that to yourself. Make sure that you put in any specialty areas that you have. If if you work in multifamily housing, if you work in luxury homes. I had an agent that actually put that they were bilingual on their description, and that actually garnished them a contact. I honestly don't know if they got the deal or not, but it had somebody reach out to them because they needed a bilingual agent, okay? So definitely get the bio area filled out. Some more required information. You've got place your mobile phone, office phone, fax number, your email address, your website. I do want to bring up on the website, that could be your KW agent site that you created within Command. Or if you're on a team or even yourself, you've hired, a third-party vendor, you've done a website out on Wix, or especially on teams, because a lot of teams, they want to be, all team, nothing but the team. You're going to want to put your team website in there as well, okay? Down below, you've got some more information for your market center, all the contact info you can see over the right-hand side. It's got an area over here for your market center logo that you can add. Again, same restrictions on the file size is 1 megabyte and the recommended size, but you just hit that upload button and you can upload your market center logo. You've got some area down here that you can put in compliance if you'd like to. It's not required here in Ohio, but it may be in other states. Legal footer text, you've got an area for a link there if you need to do that. Or even an image, okay? Some more information, your social media links, those are optional. But again, it's good to have these on there because it does show that you have a good social media presence. Whether you're actually maintaining a page or not, I've had agents that have asked me, what social media should I be on? Obviously, Command integrates with Facebook, so you're probably going to want to be on that. So you can do Facebook posts like we're going to do today, Facebook ads. And most people are on LinkedIn. So you might not be on Twitter, you might not be on Instagram or YouTube, but what I encourage people to do, and you don't have to, it's just a suggestion, but to show you've got a good social media presence, you may want to you'll notice that I've got a Twitter over here. I'll be honest with you, I ran the Twitter account over at CB Richard Ellis for 12 years for our local office. So between all of that tweeting and quite honestly, all the tweeting from Donald Trump, I'm tweeted out. I will actually never tweet another day in my life. I'm done with Twitter. Okay. It's not to say that Twitter is not a valuable resource. Okay. You can certainly use that. My point being, feel free to put in the KW corporate, the KWRI Twitter handle, or if your local office has ones, like here at Consultants, we've got a YouTube channel. Actually, I just took that over. I need to put the link in here. Feel free to put those in there. Again, you don't have to worry about maintaining those pages because either KWRI or your local office is going to do that. But again, it does show that you have a good social media presence and the information is updated on a regular basis. Okay. The last thing to worry about over here is your branded KW app link down at the very bottom. That is the KW consumer facing app, just like Zillow that we have. And that's the link that you want to get out to everybody so that when your clients sign on and they're using your KW app, you actually get notifications up here with this little bell telling you, hey, David's searching for houses in Hilliard this weekend. You know, he saved 2 houses, is looking for, you know, $300,000 to $400,000 range, et cetera. Okay. So gang, again, that is your marketing profile. Again, that's the time-saving thing. Fill this out one time if you have not done it yet. Going to save you a ton of time when you do all your future marketing stuff, okay? So any questions before I move on? Just give anybody a chance to chime in. Let me see if I can actually see the chat here. Screen is blurry, not just you. Okay, hang on, guys. I'm going to stop screen sharing and redo it. See if I can get rid of the screen blur. Sorry if that was going on. I think I know where it's coming from. There we go. Hopefully that's better. You guys give me a thumbs up. That looks better. Anyone? Thumb. Thank you. Neil, Michael, David, appreciate it. There's an option that looked like it was set to do the show for video and optimize it. So we don't want to optimize. All right. So gang, we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump into some Facebook here. You've got all your navigation applets over here on the right-hand side, your navigation links. Don't ever freak out if you hear that word applet. It's literally just the navigation links on the left-hand side. If you pause your screen, your mouse cursor on those applets, you get a little screen tip that pops out that tells you the name of what each of these is, just in case you can't remember the icons or you ever forget. Some people like to see the menus all the time rather than rely on those little screen tips to pop out. If you're that type of person, feel free to just come up here where you've got the KW logo. If you click on it one time, it's just going to move that menu over and actually show you the names, okay? I personally, I like having more working space on my screen, so I like to turn it off. But if you're the type of person that wants that menu, feel free to leave that on, okay? So I'm going to go down here to this applet. It looks like a little megaphone speaker, and it's called Campaigns. I'm going to go ahead and click on that Campaigns icon. Go over here to the Campaigns applet, and we're going to start doing some social media stuff, okay, for Facebook. So when you first come here, you're going to be on the dashboard screen. It's kind of a little splash screen, welcome screen, and it's got a few different options over here, okay? First thing you're going to be able to see, and hang on, let me just shrink my Zoom window and get it out of the way. It's in the way of all my menus there. There we go. You're going to see what connected accounts you have. So when I showed you the settings initially, and I said you need to make sure that you're connected to your Facebook Realtor, your Facebook business account, this is going to show you that you're connected both for the paid ads. You can see that I'm connected there, and also my social posts. So I'm going to throw out my disclaimer here. I am not an agent, not yet anyways. I'm going to go and do that later on this year. I do have another side business though. So that's the Facebook page that I'm connected to so that we can make sure that we have examples. I'm able to show you guys examples, okay? But that's where you see what connected accounts you were on. If you need to connect another one, there's a button right over here on the left-hand side that says connect more accounts. If you wanted to make sure that you could post to your individual realtor page plus your team page, if you're managing both of those or providing content to both of those, you could add another account over here, okay? So further down on this dashboard, you're going to see what's called the quick post area. KWRI is pretty good about routinely putting fresh content in here. I think they've been lacking a little bit since the turn of the holidays, but they're usually pretty good about that. And again, these are time-saving tips, guys. You could certainly go and create your own social media posts from scratch. But one of the common questions that I get is, what should I be posting on social media? And I'll be honest with you, you know, we've had people in classes that I've taught where they say, you know, we'll tell them to put personalized content on there, not just all business stuff. So, a picture with your dog or, a picture of your family and things like that. And I've had agents ask me, well, why would I do that on social media? and you guys have probably seen people, or hopefully you're not one of them that have done it, but your Instagram page or your Facebook page is literally all business. Listing, 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 sold. Yay me. Listing, 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 sold. Yay me again. Okay. That's great that you're posting your content. And if you're doing that on a regular basis, props to you for doing that consistently. That's not really what you're trying to do with your contacts. The whole thing that you're trying to do with your contacts is to both make and then garnish and build a relationship with your clients or other lead generation that you get, including your social media, your Facebook posts. Okay. So why would you do posts like that? Because it humanizes you guys. Okay. It's going to give you a connection with those people. You've probably seen that there's a lot of what I like to call Hallmark holidays. I think we just had one last week. Wasn't it like International Dog Day or National Ice Cream Day? Or, of course, there's your regular holidays, but you have things like that. Those are times that are optimal opportunities for you to come in and post, and just something a little more casual, a little more whimsical, if you will, to connect with your audience and connect with your clients. Okay. So it doesn't always have to be just about listings, but also on the real estate side, there's other areas that you can go into that aren't necessarily listing, sold, open house, listing, sold. You can do things like home improvement. If you have customers, that have swimming pools, you can provide swimming pool information. How to winterize I know up here in the Midwest, winterizing your swimming pools is a big thing when winter rolls around every year. So maybe share information about that. A whole slew of different information. We've got a couple of agents here in our office, Bob and Lorraine Hetherington, and they're killing it doing YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok videos right now. They're really getting into video content, which video is kind of king right now and has been for a while. But Lorraine kind of does her things like an HGTV show. It's like how to organize your kitchen, how to reorganize your closets, how to spring clean and declutter, not be a hoarder, etc. So those are great topics to do in addition to your real estate stuff. Okay. All of that being said, what KWRI has done here in the quick post area, they've made it quick and easy for you. If you don't know what content to put, here's some basic content for you, and you can grab these posts on a regular basis. So to show you, the first thing they've got is a neighborhood video over here that's really cool. I'm actually going to walk us through doing that because one of the things that I'm hoping that you guys are either doing or you will do soon is your neighborhood nurtures and your smart plans. It's a great way to reach out to all your different neighborhoods. So we're going to walk through that in just a moment. But before that, if you look at these other two, they provide you some kind of quick Facebook posts that you don't have to do anything on. They've literally already created the graphics for you. You can change them if you want to. They've already put text down here on the bottom. Hey, new home construction. What's going on with it? Are you maximizing the sale of your property? Okay. If I come up here on the right-hand side and hit this little shuffle button, it's just going to cycle through some of these, and you're going to see, some of the different items that we have available to us. Have you gotten used to working remotely yet? Different topics, moving during COVID, how to do a healthy move. How's your credit score right now? Obviously, your credit score is a huge factor in purchasing a home. Okay. So there's a whole bunch of different topics that you can do here as well. So if you're ever at a lack for social media posts, then feel free to come into campaigns, go to this quick post area, and feel free to grab some of these. So kind of what I'm going to walk you through right now is, we're going to do some social media posts, but I want to show you a little more power and command. We're actually going to build out a social media calendar. And I know it might sound intimidating, but it's actually, believe it or not, it's actually a lot easier than it sounds. Okay. I've had agents where I know that when I showed them this neighborhood video, Teresa Kinney, one of our great agents in our office, she's on our ALC committee. I sat there, I did a one-on-one with her and showed her within the hour how to do these posts and how to do these videos. And literally that night at 8 p.m. at night, my phone is blowing up and she's texting me saying, oh my gosh, I love social media. I can't believe I wasn't doing that before. Why haven't I been doing it? So gang, once you see it done, it's very easy to do. And I'll be honest with you, on a Saturday morning over a cup of coffee, or, you have an hour or so here, you can literally create, map out, and schedule an entire week or more of your social media posts. And then you don't have to do anymore. Okay. So here we go. How do we do that? David, quit blabbing and let's get in there. So first thing I'm going to do, we've got this awesome template here for this create your own neighborhood video. If I click down here on the little arrow next to these, that's going to put me into those. The first thing command is going to help me or ask me to do is, hey, David, you need to select your neighborhood. So I live in Hilliard, Ohio. I'm going to go ahead and look up the, I know my area is called Hilliard Rome Road. And when I search for that, I get a whole bunch of pop-up. There's different ones in Pennsylvania, etc. There's Rome, Ohio, Hilliard Heights, Hilliard. There's Hilliard Cemetery. Load some more. I should probably put Ohio in there, and that would help narrow that down a little bit, right? Just hit enter. There we go. Hilliard, Rome, and Hilliard, Ohio, US. That's my neighborhood, okay? So I'm going to click on that, put a little check mark there, and hang on, guys. I got something in the chat here. Okay. Just make sure I check up on the chat. All right, so I select that neighborhood. I'm going to hit the next button here. And it's going to launch me into the video where I can generate a neighborhood video. Now, what KWRI has done, they've created a video, and when you just view the default video, it's got all these great stats in there. It's got like the average home price, what the home prices are doing, how many homes are for sale in that neighborhood, how long they've been on the market. You can select things down here. You'll see these neighborhood features. You can only select 3, but it lets you personalize this thing, okay? So we're going to go ahead and do that. So the name, I actually know that this is actually called the Hilliard Rome Road neighborhood. So I'm going to go ahead and do that just to show that you can edit the name. Average home price. Yeah, that's a little large for Hilliard. Let's say, let's just go 300,000, 350,000. So you can change the home price and also the price per square foot. Average home prices here. If you pull down these menus, you can see they're on the rise or on the decline. They're holding steady. I'm going to say they're holding steady right now during COVID. Same for price per square foot. We don't have to update all these, but you guys get the idea. Number of home for sales in that area. We'll say that our team has 10 in that area. Average days on the market, they're going fairly quick. So I'm going to say with certainty that we can, sell those homes within 3 months. Okay. The neighborhood features here down below, the defaults it's got here: hops and brews, organized sports, trendy eats. Well, I know that my neighborhood is not a big place for bars and stuff. So I'm going to just click on the X for that hops and brews. And now when I click on this down arrow, I can actually scroll through here and find other things that, kind of showcase what my neighborhood does. We've got great coffee houses. So I'm going to choose coffee culture. Organized sports, I would say, yeah. Trendy eats, I don't know so much that they're trendy, so let's find another one in lieu of that. Dog lovers, absolutely. We've got like 4 dog parks in our neighborhood. There you go. So organized sports, coffee culture, dog lovers, I can put in there. Now, when I click on this next arrow here to show my agent information and personalize that, this is exactly why I was saying complete your marketing profile before you come do all this. Because what does it ask you to do? And notice they are red asterisks, so they're required. There's your headshot photo. There's your first name, last name, job title, email, phone number, everything I told you to update in that marketing profile. It's already here. Don't even have to do it. If you need to come in here and change anything, I know the phone number, sometimes people like them with the dots. Some people like them with the dashes, etc. You can always change the format on those if you want to. And then also your market center brokerage information, that DBA logo is absolutely required. Okay. And it's got some optional things in there: your agent license number, brokerage license number, owner statement. I would just put a basic thing in here about KW. Each office is independently owned and operated. That's not required. It's just a common thing that we found is good to put in there. That way you don't have to worry what state you're in. That would pretty much cover that. Also over here, you can see my logo is kind of chopped off. It might not have got the dimensions right, or maybe I loaded a graphic that was too big. Don't worry about that. If it's the wrong logo, I can always hit this update button. If I need to adjust it, here's my adjust cropping. I'm going to click on that. And notice I can just click and drag on these little anchor points here and drag them over to the side. If it'll cooperate. Come on, mousepad. You'd think the director of technologies would not have technical issues, right? I think David can attest. We probably have more technical issues than anybody else. Okay, so there you go, guys. I've adjusted the cropping so that it'll show the whole thing. I just click on Save Image, and boom, beautiful. KW Consultants Realty looks fantastic, all right? All that's done. I'm going to click on our next button here. You're going to see that it's generating the video. Hang tight. This may take up to 10 seconds. It's actually remarkable that it's that fast. Video rendering usually takes quite a long time when you're doing it from scratch. And there you go, gang. There's our video. Hopefully the sound will play. I believe I showed that option, but let me go ahead and just play this video for you so you can see that now that I've personalized it. Can you guys hear that okay? Thumbs up. Awesome. Thanks. All right, so now you can see the information that I put in. It's starting to show. There's that 350,000. Here's my average price per square foot. It's holding steady. Everything that I did to personalize this video. It's actually really cool. And we're looking forward to KWRI putting out more and more of these videos. But you can create one of these videos for every single neighborhood that you're in, or every single neighborhood that you provide a neighborhood nurture to, which really you should be for all of these areas of coffee culture, organized sports, dog parks. All the information that I put in there, personalized in that neighborhood. Little plug there to get my KW app, and then boom, there's all my vision. Okay? Not too shabby. All right, so gang, what I encourage people to do, I know that I've done this here in Columbus, Ohio. I recommend to my agents all the time that you do this. If you have not yet on Facebook, start exploring your suburb networking groups, okay? So for Columbus, if I go to Facebook and I search out Columbus networking, our office is located in Dublin, which is a suburb of Columbus. Dublin networking, okay? Hilliard, where I live, Hilliard networking. There are groups there, and they are literally networking groups. And people do, the groups do allow you to post business stuff. They're looking for local vendors, for mom and pop shops, for businesses locally that can help you out, okay? I can tell you for Columbus, I don't know which region everybody else is in, but I can tell you from Columbus that each one of the groups here, and I'm in every single one of them, range from 3,000 up to 15,000 people in the various neighborhood groups, okay? So the questions I get a lot is, how do I get lead generation with just, social media posts? Take these posts, by all means, put them on your agent page on Facebook or your team page on Facebook, but you can also download all of these videos and graphics that you create within Command and go post them in those neighborhood groups as well, and give a little bit of information about yourself. Okay. Hey, our market in Hilliard is doing great. During COVID last year, I helped 25 people successfully sell their house. I'd love to help you out if that's what you're searching for. And just start posting on a regular basis and interacting there, okay? So that's a great way to use these neighborhood videos. Also, I mentioned the neighborhood nurtures in your smart plans. This is a great thing to set up as well. So my option here is I can go back. If it didn't come out right, I could hit the back button, go edit it a little more if I needed to. Maybe, again, the graphic wasn't, or the logo wasn't showing right. Maybe I messed up my information, needed to update that, etc. Or I can do save and post video, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Okay. And you can see it takes me to the new post screen. And from within this, I can do a couple different things here. Okay. I can schedule this to post, which is actually what I'm going to do. I could publish it immediately. Okay. And then hit the publish post button up here on the upper right-hand side. If I just wanted to, boom, go right to my business page, that is an option. And it does show you down below, okay, which business page that you are selected to. All right. I have to jump off. Thanks for doing this class first. Hey, you're welcome, guys. Happy to help out. Sorry, responding to the chat, guys. So the other things that you can do, you could save this as a draft. Maybe, you made the video, you put this up in there. Maybe you're on a team and you want your rainmaker to take a look at it. Or maybe you want, your admin, your marketing person. Maybe you are the admin or marketing person and you want your agent to see that. So you can save it as a draft. The other cool thing you can do is if you knew that, hey, I've got 5 smart plans to 5 different neighborhood nurtures, or, hey, I'm in 5 different Facebook neighborhood networking groups, you could easily click on this, create another button, and it would just walk you through that process again. So remember how I said all you really need is an hour in your day, and you can make an entire week worth of social media stuff? I could literally just create another one 4 other times, put 4 different neighborhoods in there, 4 different sets of information, and boom, I've got 5 brand new neighborhood videos, and I could post them on all my neighborhood ones. You don't always want to spam them on the same day, but I could literally schedule that from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Boom, my social media is done for the week. Okay. At a minimum, obviously, if you have a listing coming up or, just listed, coming soon, open house, stuff like that, you'll post that as well. But this is your basic stuff that you can throw out there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to schedule a post over here on the left. When would you like to do it? Publishing time? Well, today is the 14th. So yeah, I'm okay with doing that on the 15th. So let's put that out on the 15th. And what time? 10 a.m. sounds great. First thing in the morning. That sounds good to me. All right. And I will click on this button up here on the top, which says schedule post. Do you want to schedule this post? It's just confirming. Yes, I do. All right. Now, what it's going to do is now, remember, we're in campaigns, right? The little megaphone icon over here. Originally, we're in the dashboard. What it's going to take me to now is my social media area, and it's going to show me my week. Okay. So today we've got nothing posted going on. Thursday, the 15th. This is the week so far. You can see Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So Thursday, we got this scheduled. Friday, I don't have anything scheduled yet for Friday. Saturday, don't have anything scheduled yet. Okay. But right now we got this scheduled to go out. It's telling me where it's going to go. And the other thing I'd like to point out is once you post this, once it automatically posts, you don't have to do anything else at this point, as long as you're connected to your Facebook account. It's going to show you within command all of your Facebook interaction. You're going to be able to see your number of likes, your comments, if anybody has shared this, etc. I've got these three little dots over here on the video. If I decide, hey, we actually don't want to post this out, we're not working in that neighborhood, or we don't have listings there anymore, I could always go over here. I could delete the post. Or if I show it to my rainmaker and they're like, hey, that's cool, but we don't have 10 houses there, we actually only have 4. I could edit the post and I could go in and change that information after it's already created. Okay. So those are the neighborhood, create your own neighborhood videos, guys. Some great stuff. All right. And again, we're really looking, this has gotten a lot of positive response from the agents that they are loving this. The people that have been seeing them are loving it. So we're hoping that they, continue to pump out additional Facebook video information. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and while we're here, we already saw, well, the end of my week is kind of blank right now. I don't really have anything in there. Okay. So what I'd like to do is go ahead and schedule out the rest of my week. So when the weekend comes, I can just kind of kick up my feet and, grill out, not have to worry about this stuff and worry about social media on the weekend unless something comes up. All right. So what we're going to do is go up here to the top right-hand side where you see the create a new campaign button. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And we're doing Facebook today. So I'm going to go ahead and do a Facebook post. You know what? I take that back, guys. Tell you what, before we do that, I could do that, but we don't have any graphics set up yet. Okay. So what I want to do is bounce from this campaign area. I'm actually going to go over here to this other applet, the command design area. It looks like the little paintbrush on the drawing board. I'm going to click on that. My mouse pad is extremely sensitive. It likes to right click instead of click. There we go. And when I first come in here, you're going to see all the different templates that David has worked on or you have worked on. Of course, will be there in your account. All right. So I can see all those there. Right now, these are the email campaigns up at the top. I could look at all my different social campaigns. You see, I've got quite a few in there. Looks like I did some stuff during family reunion, for Martin Luther King Day down here, et cetera, for the holidays, your print campaigns, and also your video campaigns. You can see all the different neighborhood nurtures that I've done so far. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to create a couple of different graphics for social media, and you do that in your design studio. So if you want to think about your social media posts as a two-step process, one, go and create a graphic for it, and then two, go back to campaigns and set up the social media post. Okay. So we're going to come down here to this kind of teal button on the bottom right-hand side, the big plus sign. When I click on that, that's my create design button. It's going to ask me, what do I want to create a design for? Well, we're doing social media, Facebook today. I can do that. Now, just to show you that the option is there, maybe you had a client or somebody send you a graphic that you need to import. Maybe you saved it from your email. There is an option here to import photos and text from a listing as well. I could do that off of the MLS if I needed to do that, or I could just do it when I'm in the graphic, okay? It's totally up to you. I'm going to go ahead and do a social media post. Click on next. And I'll give it a second here, but what it's doing is it's launching us into the KW WeBrand Design Studio. And our design studio, they've got about, I think they're pushing, correct me if I'm wrong, David, but I think we're pushing about 1,500 different graphics or templates in here right now. I mean, it's gotten pretty robust. Again, this is the design studio where you come in and you create your graphics. You can see over here on the left-hand side, you've got a whole bunch of different topics. If I want to look at listing templates, I've got coming soon, for sale, just listed, just sold. Here's my open house stuff. Hey, we're under contract right now. That's always good news, right? You've got some buyer options down here for mortgage or your neighborhood snapshots. Here's some business basics. You can create emails, signatures, social branding. You have in here all kinds of great stuff. The one that I always like to point out, guys, is down here at the very bottom. I get this question a lot from the agents, especially around the holidays. Where do they have the holiday graphics, for KW? They're down here on the very bottom. You can always go look at collections, new designs. All right, bottom left-hand side. And you can see, hey, tomorrow is what? April 15th. So there you go. We've got some tax ones that you can use. We've got, obviously, you can see the Easter ones that we have. Ramadan's going on. Earth Day, scroll down. Some slightly older ones for April Fool's Day. Spring, they came out with all these planter ones and spring-looking ones. Some great stuff. You've got, support women businesses. You got St. Patty's Day, National Black History Month, all kinds of stuff. So if you're ever trying to keep up on the holidays and stuff, this is the place to come in and do it, okay? Again, we got to that from the design applet, and this is the We Brand Design Studio. So I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to say, you know what? We've got a brand new listing. We just listed this thing. Or let's see, what's our coming soon ones? Give me just 1 second. There we go. Let's do an open house. All right, so I come in here and you're going to notice when I come into open houses, we've got all kinds of different graphic sizes. Some of these are square, some of them are long, some of them are tall. And one of the common questions I get is which graphic is for which social media or what purpose is it for? The great thing is you can see up on the top here, you're looking at all right now. If I click on social wide, it will tell you, hey, the wide format is used on Twitter or Facebook ads or LinkedIn ads. When you talk all day as a trainer, you get tongue twisted sometimes, okay? So that's for your advertisements. If I look at the square ones, this will tell me, hey, these are for Instagram, Facebook posts, and LinkedIn posts. And then the social stories, those are the taller ones. The stories are on Facebook and Instagram, and those are temporary posts. They only last for about 24 hours. People ask all the time, why would I do a story rather than just a post? The reason for is both Facebook and Instagram. And oh, by the way, Instagram is owned by Facebook. They use what's called an algorithm to determine who gets to see what you post. Some of you may have seen your friends post this on Facebook before. Hey, I want to break out of the 25 people that are only seeing my post right now. Please give me a comment. So the people that you interact with the most or that interact with you the most on Facebook are typically your 25 top audience. They'll see your stuff. Not everybody else does. Once you start to interact more, Facebook deems you worthy, basically, oh, this is popular. It's getting some interaction. It's getting some traction. We're going to open this up to more of your audience. Then it'll show it to more people in their as they're scrolling through their feeds, okay? The stories, the advantage of those, even though they are only temporary and they only last 24 hours, it breaks outside the normal algorithm. I guarantee you, if you have not tried this yet, I urge you, try it one time. Post one thing on your regular Facebook post, post the exact same thing on your Facebook story. And then when you give it a 2-3 days and then go look at the audience that's on there, obviously 1 day for the story, just 24 hours, you're going to see a whole nother story of people, a whole nother audience of people in your story. And you might be wondering, where the heck have these people been? I haven't interacted with them in months or years even. Again, it's because it breaks out of that standard algorithm. So it is a good way to get out to more of your audience, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and go here social wide and what looks good. This one's kind of generic, so I kind of like that. I'm going to click on that red use button. Once I find a graphic, you would just pick one that you like. Again, guys, this is all personal preference. There's no rhyme or reason to which one is not any better than the other. It's just what you think will represent your information or your property as well, okay? So once I come in here into the template, you're going to see the preview area and the working area over here on the right-hand side and some menus and some design options over on the left-hand side. So what I want to do is I kind of want to personalize this to my listing, okay? Well, the first thing I want to do is over here, you've got the KWDBA name. I'm going to need to put my logo in there. So once I click on that graphic, you'll see I've got some options. I've got images, text, icons, logos. I've already done the part of uploading my logo. Okay, well, I thought I did. Skip that. Give me just 1 second, guys. For some reason, it's not pulling mine up. All right, that's okay. Normally you would have an option right here that would say to either use the logo that you've updated, or it would have an upload option to upload your logo under there. Okay, we'll just go straight into updating the information. The first thing I want to do is I want to make sure that I put in the correct picture. Okay, so this is obviously a generic picture that came with a template. It's not mine, but that's okay. I can go over here where it says KWLS. I'm going to click on that, and it asked me to search for a KW listing. Now I've actually got a home, uh, 5448 Larkshire Court in Hilliard. Go ahead and search for that. This is not my listing. Again, I'm not an agent, but this is one that my wife and I looked at in our neighborhood and really love this house. So I know it's on the MLS, and you'll see why here in just a moment. So if you had a listing that you wanted to put in here for the information and the graphics, this is how you could get to those graphics. You just type in your listing. You'll see the listing pops up here from the MLS. You do have some options here to filter. You can look by, if the listing doesn't pop up from the address, you can look by MLS number, by your KWLS ID, again, tongue twister. Search by the listing agent or a co-listing agent if you need to do it that way. Mine popped up though, so we are good to go. So I know that that's the right house. So I'm going to click on select. And be patient, give it a minute. Sometimes it takes Command a second to pull in all the MLS information, but you'll see when it does that I get all of the MLS photos, and you might be able to see why we like this house. It's got some great interior, great kitchen, but honestly, the selling point on this for me was this outside deck area. I'm a grill guru, things like that. So I love their deck. I love their awning. They have a fire pit out there, etc. So they just have some outstanding photos of the backyard. And so that's the one I want to use. So I've got the photo selected. Make sure that you do have it selected. If you just click on the photo with nothing selected, it's going to add the graphic on top of the other one here instead of replace it. So on my template, I've got my photo selected. I'm going to come over here to the replace image button, click on that, and you'll notice that image pops in there. Okay. Now you'll notice maybe this image, it's so tall that it's not showing everything that I want to. So if you ever need to change this, or if it's like the house, but it's scrolled up and it's showing too much of the sky, maybe I want to make sure it shows the front door. You've got an option over here to reposition right up on the top. And when I click on that, it now allows me to drag this up and down. And that's what I want to do. I want to show more of those wicker chairs. That's kind of the selling point right about there. There we go. And then click on the done button so that I'm kind of zeroed in on that back deck area. Okay. So that's good. There's a couple different ways that I can update the text. Notice the open house, I definitely want that on there, but the date obviously is not the same. So I can do it a couple different ways. I can double click into this text placeholder and I can edit the text there. Me personally, what I like to do is I like to click on it once. You can see that text box is selected. It's got the border around it. And when you come up here, you've got this option on your formatting toolbar called the typewriter. And when I click on that, it literally opens up a little text box and it says, here's where I can update that information. So I'm going to go, whoops, if I can type properly. Saturday, let's see, tomorrow's 15th, 16th, 17th. Is that April 17th, I believe? I would look at a calendar and make sure that this is correct. 17th, and let's say that starts at 8 a.m., but it's going until 4 p.m. or 11 a.m., 4 p.m. Okay, there we go. All right, so again, just another way to edit your text. Once I have my changes, I'll click on Save Changes, and you'll see that does update, okay? Same thing I would do over here. I would click on each of these text boxes, update the address, or maybe you don't even want the address in there. Some people don't like putting that in there because they like people to reach out and directly contact you to make sure that they're reaching out to you and not just showing up or going through another listing agent, okay? Same thing down here. I'd want to update the property information. Again, I could double click into here. Or if I click on it once and click on the typewriter, I could edit it there. Now, maybe you don't remember all the information while you're updating this this template. That's okay, because over here where you pulled up the listing, in addition to the photos, I have listing details as well. So I'm going to go ahead and click on listing details, and there's all the information from the MLS. Okay, there's the current price on the. Hey, I was close. I said 350. This whole price was 415. Okay, the year built. This is actually 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, 1 half bathroom, so 4.5, 3 full bathrooms, etc. the year it was built, square footage. It's on, looks about a half-acre lot, etc. So I would do the same thing, guys. I'd click on this, I'd come into the text, and I would update all that. We don't have to spend all the time doing that. Hopefully, you guys, you get the idea. Okay. So ultimately, what I would want to do is to save that. I also want to give this a name up here, my design name. So 5448 Larkshire Court. And I'm going to call this deck. Easy to remember that way. Okay. All right. So I've got a couple different options. When I've completed everything here, I can click on the share button. Come on. There we go. And immediately from the design studio, I can share this to Facebook. I can share this to Twitter. I can put this over on Pinterest. That's been gaining a lot of traction here lately for people to utilize. Or I could just grab the link for this as well. Okay, a few different options there. All right, I could download this immediately, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. If I download this, please make sure that you do make it as a high quality image. Start my download. There you go. And then down here on the bottom left-hand side of your screen, you can see that it downloaded my JPEG. I can open that, and it saved this entire template as a JPEG image for me, okay? All right. I'm going to go ahead and click on done because we're done with that one. All right. So it's going to pop me back here to my design area. Let's see if I can refresh my command. It looks like it's stalling there for a second. There we go. Locks up on us every now and then, right? And you'll see when I come to... Oh, it's testing me today. You'll see when I click on my social button up on the top there that it did save this into my design studio in the social folder, okay? So I can utilize that. Gang, the reason I wanted to do that and save that for you, and please forgive me for what I'm about to show you, my Horde desktop in the background. What if you had this open house and it's coming up on Saturday and you wanted to post an entire week of social media posts leading up to the open house, but you don't want to post the same thing every day, right? So what I could do is I could post that one, all right, or I could create that one and save that template. Notice when I come here and I pause on it, I get this option. I can rename this, or I can make a copy. I'm going to do this one time so you can see what I'm getting up to here, but I'm going to make a copy. There we go. Now notice I have two of them now. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here. I'm going to click on, there we go, click on the template again to launch into it. And gang, what my ultimate goal here is, I want to create 5 separate graphics with the same listing information on there, but I just want to update the photo on each one so that I can basically do the same open house template every single day for 5 days on Facebook, but I have a different photo, so I'm not really posting the same thing every day. So all I'm going to do is click on that again, come down here to the KWLS, right? Pull up that listing again. Now, I could have done this another way. I could have downloaded this 5 times with 5 different file names as well, okay? So here we go. Now I'm back into the listing. Give it a second to update there. Yeah, they do have a really nice kitchen. I like that kitchen. So I'm going to go ahead and replace the image with the kitchen photo. Again, I'm going to want to reposition this like I did before, show a little bit more of the table, or maybe I want to actually show that, hutch in the background, etc. You guys get the idea. And now, same thing. I've got the same address, the same information, different graphic. I'm going to download that one. Okay. Just like I did the other one. So hang on, we're preparing your file. And boom. Now I've got this graphic. Okay. So you guys hopefully get the idea. We're creating an open house that's going on Saturday, social media posts for the whole week, Monday through Friday. Same open house template, just updating the graphic every time. I would do that 3 more times, gang, with a brand new graphic, okay? So what I want to show you is here kind of my ultimate plan, and then we're going to plug this into our calendar so you guys can get the idea of what I talked about before about setting up an entire week of your social media posts very quickly. Again, I apologize for this background. It's very messy. But what I want to show you is I already have this done in the background. I've already created 4 additional graphics, okay? And I'll just pop them open here so you can see. And I did a great one that's got a great island on the kitchen. I love lighter colors, the white and the light gray, the backsplashes, etc. I've got an overhead view so you can see that awesome deck in the fire pit out back. Again, same things you would have done, just same thing, different graphic. There's that deck area again. And then my last one, which is the master bedroom, I believe. Yeah, they've got a great master bedroom in there, great master bathroom, etc. All right. So you would do all of that. And then we'd come back here to campaigns, where we started this whole journey. Okay. I'm going to go over here to my social media posts. That's ultimately what we're doing. You can see my weekly calendars laid out. And again, right now, I've got nothing on Friday, nothing on Saturday scheduled. So I'm going to come over here where it says my week for this week, and I'm going to create a social post. Okay. I click on that button, and, of course, I would put in my text, please visit our open house in Hilliard on Saturday from blah, 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 blah. You put whatever information. You have 2,200 characters that you can put in there, okay? Quite a bit of text, guys, okay? And you can put emojis as well. I bring that up because shockingly, believe it or not, statistics in the last few years have found that anybody that uses emojis literally gets 30% more interaction. It's crazy, right? So then what do I want to choose for my design for that social media post? Well, I could upload an image if I wanted to manually do that, or choose from my designs. So I'm going to choose from designs, click on browse the design library. There's my first one. Go ahead and click that back deck. It's got that awesome picture that I enjoyed. Give it a second as it uploads it. Oh, it's because the aspect ratio here is wrong. Yeah, let's go wide. There we go. Sorry, it was a square. You can change what's called the aspect ratio up here on the top. If you ever get what like I had where it's just the box, change it to wide, okay? And it'll put it in that wide format for you. And then I'll say crop and boom. But now I can add more images. You can add multiple images here. It'll tell you right here, you can actually upload up to 4 photos in one post, okay? We're just doing one per day. So I add that photo. I make sure that I've got my DBA logo on there. Do I want to position that on the left or the right? I've actually got on the photo, so honestly, it doesn't even matter to me. Where would you like to schedule the post? Well, we already had one for the 15th at 10 a.m. So there we go. We can do it on the 16th at 10 a.m. Or if you want to schedule that somewhere else, just click on the little calendar icon, schedule it for a different day, different time. But this looks good to me, okay? And I'm just going to go ahead and say schedule post. All right. And now you can see I've got a Facebook post scheduled for 10 a.m. on the 15th. That's our neighborhood video. I've got a Facebook post scheduled for 10 a.m. on the 16th. And now why don't we go ahead and put Saturday on there, okay? I'll walk through 2 of these so you can see them a couple different ways. Same thing, put your text up there, come to our open house. You guys get the idea. Now on this one, I'm going to go ahead and upload an image. Just so you guys know, you could upload a video. You have an option here, or you can add a link. If maybe you have a virtual tour, that would be awesome. If you guys had a Matterport virtual tour, maybe a drone video, or maybe you created, you walking through the home, etc. You can add a link from YouTube or upload a video file as well. I'm going to do upload image. And when I click on this browse option, you just say, hey, where's your stuff? I believe I have that under a Facebook. Yep, Facebook campaigns. Let's go ahead and we'll grab that kitchen photo. That one's pretty awesome. All right, same thing here. I want to go with the wide format so that it shows the whole photo. Say crop. Now, remember, if I'd have chosen the square option back when we created the templates, I wouldn't have to do that, okay? All right, so again, I could do up to 4 photos. In this case, we're just doing 1. Make sure your DBA is on there. I've already scheduled it for the date and time. Got a preview over here. Looks good. It's going to the correct page. Absolutely schedule my post. All right. So again, in about an hour's time frame here, we've talked through social media. Hopefully you see it's actually fairly easy to find those templates, edit them to your MLS stuff, create them. And if you want to do something like this where you're doing an open house, or it could be just listed, or coming soon, maybe on Saturday it's hitting the market or hitting the MLS, and Monday through Friday you want to just kind of preface up to that time. But now I've got 3 days of social media posts. If I would have done this for Saturday or Sunday, I could have planned out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And don't ever fret if you're at the end of the week here. and you want to do more, maybe you want to do those extra 2-3 photos or posts, I can click on week and I can change this to month. You can literally schedule out a month of social media if you want to. Okay. So pretty awesome stuff. So gang, that's kind of Facebook campaigns in a nutshell, kind of the process behind it. We talked about getting into command and updating your marketing profile. We talked about getting into campaigns and doing the neighborhood video, which is great, for posting in the neighborhood groups or putting on your smart plans for neighborhood nurturers. We went into the design studio and did one of the templates. Again, that process for doing that is the same for any of those templates. You just choose the one you want, use it, update it with the correct photos and text that you want. And then we either post immediately or we schedule those posts for later in the week or later in the month, however long or far out you want to go. Okay. So does anybody have any questions as we're wrapping up here? I want to make sure get any questions if anybody has any.
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah, go right ahead, Michael.
Do you have any input or kind of best practices or advice kind of for a cadence of these posts? I know you said that you can schedule it a week or a month out.
Did you say cadence, like basically like how often or what time frame you want
to
do?
Or if, I know you mentioned like spamming, you don't want to do that. So I just didn't know if you had any experience or had seen some best practices.
Yeah, no, that's a fantastic question. And I'll be honest with you, the best thing you can do, one, is choose your social media channels and start scheduling posts or doing posts on a regular basis. Now, I would tell you that businesses that have found success have been 1 to 2 posts per day, no more than that. I mean, literally, you don't want to spam anybody with your stuff, but that will also give you an opportunity to put that good mix of what we mentioned, the business posts, like my open houses, plus, hey, here's me and my family and our dogs on National Dog Day, et cetera, to garnish that, kind of personal interaction with people as well. That's different. That's a great question too, because that leads us back to the stories that we mentioned. The post will reside on your Facebook feed as long as it's there until you take it off. Okay. The stories go away within 24 hours. So what we've been recommending to everybody is if you want to put in the time and effort to do up to 10 stories per day, if you're really hitting your social media. Now, you don't have to do that when you start. I would just start and get consistent. If you're just getting into social media, gang, shoot for 1 post a day, honestly. Make sure that you're doing that. Thank you, Stephanie. Appreciate that. Make sure that you're just doing that consistently. And also, if you're on another social media channel like LinkedIn or Instagram, Michael, like I mentioned, all of these graphics and the neighborhood videos, you can download those from command so that you can also post them on your other social media channels. Now, I know that you have the share capability. We recommend that you don't do that actually, because it alters the algorithm. If Facebook or Instagram sees you sharing a video, it wants original content. So you will actually get less participation, i.e. they're going to show it to less people if you share a YouTube link that you posted, as opposed to you have the native file and you uploaded it on Facebook and then you uploaded it to LinkedIn and then you uploaded it to your YouTube channel. You're going to get a lot more traction in the algorithms that way. So back to your basic question, I would say go for 1 a day minimum. Okay. Whether you're posting it immediately or you're taking some time to schedule it out, that's fine. Once you get into a consistent habit, then start putting extras and start working on your stories as well. Okay. All right. Great question, by the way. Anybody else have anything? What about sharing between Facebook and Instagram together since they are one business, or should you make an original for both? Joe, fantastic question. That literally goes back to what we were saying before. Facebook, you'll notice like if my Instagram account, I can post something on Instagram and it says, it has the option, do you want to share this to Facebook on your business account as well? If guys, if you're pressed for time, do that. Okay. If it's the only thing that you have time to do, then do that so that your content's getting out there. But Joe, to answer your question, that goes right back to what Michael had asked about. It does change the algorithm, i.e. who it's showing your stuff to. Now it's different when it's on your business page, because the people that are on your business page are going to see your business. If you're mirroring this on your personal Facebook account, and I'll be honest with you, I do recommend that that you mirror. People know you're an agent, okay? They know you're in real estate. There's nothing wrong with putting a new listing out there. Now, if you're doing the 5 days leading up to the open house your business page, that's one thing. I would just maybe put one or two, you know, on your personal page, but definitely mirror those. Again, if you're pressed for time and it's the only option you do, yes, share from Instagram or Facebook or vice versa. However, if you're really looking to break out of those algorithms and get maximum exposure, the best thing you can do is an original post on each social media channel. That is either a text one, an image, or a video uploaded each time to each channel. So yeah, Joe, great question. Hopefully that answered that for you. Does anybody else have anything? Again, if you ever, guys, I challenge you to test that. If you ever, like I said, if you want to test that, take one of your graphics again and post something on your Facebook feed on your business page, post it on your personal page, and then post it as a Facebook story as well. Try the same thing on Instagram and see, look at the audience. Yeah, I guarantee you're going to see a different audience between the post and the stories. You're going to see what I'm talking about, how it breaks outside that algorithm. I know when I started doing stories, I was literally like, where have these friends been for like 2 years? I haven't heard anything from them in forever. It's because it breaks out of that standard algorithm and it gets you to more of your audience. Yeah. Yeah. Great questions, guys. Great questions. Anything else, guys? I know we're running a few minutes over here, but I will stay as long as we have questions. Okay. Well, guys, thanks for coming out. I appreciate everybody on the call. Michael, Joe, thank you for the questions. Great stuff. Always appreciate the interactivity and hopefully help you guys out. Feel free to contact me if you need any help with anything. Of course, your regional, your MCTTs. But if you have any questions, I'm here for you guys regionally as well. David Satterfield at kw.com. Feel free to get a hold of me. Okay, Stuart, appreciate that. But thank you so much. Thank you, Sarah. You guys have a great rest of your week and a great weekend. And thanks for coming. Okay.
Thanks so much.
Take care, everybody. Thanks, guys.